Welcome to another edition of Pigskin Preview here at Wings to Go. I'm Dave Ruthenberg, sports editor at the News and Eagle, and with us, as he is every week, is Brian Hacker, our own gridiron guru. Welcome once again, Brian.
Hey, well, good to be back. Good to be back. Got Bedlam this week.
Yeah, I guess that kind of means something around here.
Yeah, you Northerners know nothing about what's fixing to happen this week.
and Bedlam, you know, always has big implications, but this weekend it may be the biggest Bedlam game in quite some time, if I'm not mistaken.
It could be. There's been times where OU and OSU's both been ranked. OU's been number 2, OSU's number 8. This is the first time that I can remember in research that OSU was ranked higher than OU, and it's the first time that OSU has ever been favored over a Bob Stoops team.
Oh, no, there's a statistic that's interesting, because we're going to find out how Oklahoma State reacts as the favorite and at home. And we were kind of discussing this a little bit beforehand. I think we're going to see a lot of points and 3 keys for each team. I think you got to look at, obviously, I'm not stating anything ground shaking here, but running back, quarterback, wide receiver, and each team has prolific performers at there. Maybe I'm overstating Landry Jones as a prolific performer, though.
I think you are, and that's. Landry hasn't been on the road that great for OU. Last week against Baylor, he looked really good. But if you look at numbers and totals, he's thrown for 30 touchdowns. So is Brandon Weeden. He has only thrown 7 interceptions this season, where Brandon Weeden has thrown 10. We say, well, Brandon Weeden throws more. In actuality, Landry Jones has attempted more passes than Brandon Weeden. So Jones, although he hasn't been prolific, has numbers-wise probably been a little bit stronger than Brandon Weeden.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a dichotomy, because when you think of the two teams, you think of Brandon Weeden having a much better year. But you're right, statistically, it doesn't bear out at all.
Well, yeah, and you also look at, you think about running. OSU's a pass-happy team, but they've actually ran the ball more than OU has. And Hunter has more carries and more yards than Murray, and I was looking at that going, wow, you don't think that visually when you watch the game.
And they each have a couple of pretty good receivers. Broyles for Oklahoma, and of course Justin Blackman, who's gotten over his earlier issues and is right back to form again.
Well, I'll tell you what is scary about Blackman is, I was listening yesterday, on Monday that is, and Blackman was seen on campus in a boot on crutches.
Yeah, that's scary.
Now, it could be scary. It could also be, hey, he's got a little swelling in the ankle. They're trying to do everything they can to the boots to keep the swelling down, keep him off his ankle. But there's the fact that he's on a boot the week before OU. It makes OSU fans probably a little bit nervous.
Yeah. Now, is Gundy that much of a strategist that he would do that just to get people talking and maybe thinking, OU, get over?
No, I don't know. I give Gundy way too much credit. No, I don't know. You look at there's so many different things when you look at that. You look at the defensive side too. You know.
Oh, absolutely. And you mentioned how one team likes to start pretty well, and another team that finishes poorly. It's all going to come together here. Some other numbers. Oklahoma leads this series 81-16-7. Well, you talk about domination, and let's not forget what's on the line here: the Big 12 South title. Very simple. Oklahoma State wins, they're in. They play in the championship game. They lose, and they're tied with Oklahoma. And then Texas A&M enters the picture. If they win, you got a 3-way tie.
Well, you got a 3-way tie. It falls into that whole BCS higher ranked team. You would assume if OU beats OSU, they jump OSU in the in the BCS. You also have to assume that Texas A&M, even if they beat Texas, will not jump OU. So
you would think so.
The winner is going to play Nebraska more than likely, unless Nebraska gets jobbed again by the referees this week.
That was really bad last week too.
Yeah,
but it sets up this whole scenario because with Texas A&M now playing Texas, and there's another one that's been one-sided quite a bit through.
It has been. A&M is going to play them pretty strong. I think you give it to A&M. The winner of this game in Bedlam with game day there is going to be huge. And I go down. You go down the line, offense and defense. You take it all the way down to the. I think the deciding factor will be the kicking game.
And it usually does come down to that in these close games. So
I will take OSU's kicker way over OU's kicker. However, if you look at special teams in the punting game, I would take OU over OSU in the punting game because of the returns and just the factors are there. So it's going to come down to a field goal type game. Who makes, who misses an extra point, who makes, who misses a field goal. And it's opened up at a 2-point line. It's at a 3 now. OSU's favored by 3 last I saw. Means the smart money, the Vegas money is going on OSU. That doesn't mean much, though, until you get closer to the weekend.
That's right. 3-point favorite at home. That's kind of like the standard. So it's all almost essentially a toss-up game, I think.
Yeah, over under 65. I think it's going to be in the 70s. I think it's going to be a 38 to 35 type game, 40 to 35 type game. I think it really is going to be there.
High scoring, and who comes up with the 38 in your mind? Who gets the 35?
I will not make that prediction. Come to Wings to Go. Hang out 7 o'clock on Saturday night. It's going to be a great mixture. We've already got a couple reservations of OU and OSU fans. So you bring the kids, let the kids play the video games, and just kick back and relax and enjoy one heck of a football game. Great atmosphere, great specials, great wings, best prices in town.
It can't beat it. And, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say the Cowboys pull this one out.
Don't
and
do that.
To the Big 12 title game.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. I think a good game either way. I'm going to support either team, whoever goes on to the Big 12 championship. We don't want Nebraska to leave the Big 12 as the Big 12 champion. So I don't care. I care about the Cowboys winning, of course. I'm a Cowboy fan, but I'm going to root for whoever wins this game in the Big 12 championship because I don't want Nebraska to be the Big 12 champions last year.
Anybody but the Cornhuskers, huh?
Exactly.
Hey, Brian, we got some high school playoff action that we need to chat about just a little bit, maybe as well. Let's talk about our 8-man teams. Class B Cherokee undefeated this year. I had an official who's called a game, a couple Cherokee games. Said they are one of the best teams in the state. He's called several 8-man games. He said they are definitely one of the best teams in the state. Said they would make it to the semifinals, and depending on who they drew, would they go further? Dewar's a tough team. Tough team. They're both undefeated. Cherokee had a battle on their hands last week against Caddo and beat them 38-32, while Dewar wiped out Fox 45-6.
Yeah, Fox, I think, took out Poncrocano the week before. Dewar doesn't give up many points.
No, this is going to be a tough game. It's going to be at Del City High School, 1 p.m. Saturday.
1 p.m. afternoon, a Saturday game. Kids aren't used to playing during the day. It's a different type of school, probably a bigger stadium than they're used to playing in. And Cherokee's going to have to score.
DCLA, boy, they got a big game coming up in the playoffs. The semifinals, they're undefeated, number 1, taking on Forgan. Another tough team, but a team they've beaten this year.
Forgan's got 1 loss this season, and they lost to DCLA 42-8 a few weeks back. But Forgan is a tough team.
Yeah, they cannot overlook this game because they beat them. This is a very tough Forgan team. They defeated Timberlake last week, 40-6. So
and Timberlake is a good team. I thought Timberlake was going to win that game. I really did.
And DCLA, they were 6-6 at halftime in that game, and then woke up. So this should be quite a matchup. They're both squaring off at Woodward High School Friday night. And the other Class C semifinal, Covington-Douglas, 11-1, takes on Shattuck, 10-1. And they're playing way out at Southwest Oklahoma State University.
Yeah, they're playing now. I think it's in Weatherford is where that game's at. Shattuck, 10-1, their only loss to Forgan.
It's
Covington, 10-1, only lost to DCLA. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to call DCLA over Forgan. I'm going to call Shattuck over Covington. Shattuck and DCLA in the finals.
Interesting. Well, I'd love to see Covington-Douglas, DCLA meet again this time for the finals.
I would love it, too. That was a heck of a game a few weeks back, and I would love to call that. I just think Shattuck's going to beat Covington. I hope not, but I have a feeling.
Quick shout-out to Hennessy and Kingfisher, also playing this weekend in the quarterfinal round. So good luck to both of them. And thanks again for joining us here on Pigskin Preview. I'm Dave Ruthenberg from the News and Eagle, along with Brian Hacker from Wings to Go.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.